Good afternoon. Welcome to the Supernatural Show with Roxy and Daniel and Miss Kim today. We are here. How is everybody doing today? As we all know, this show is not for entertainment purposes. We all come here to learn a thing or two about the truth. Daniel is getting us ready to set up at the moment for the Rumble broadcast. We're not going to be here long. We just came to remind everybody where we're going to be at. Hope everybody's doing well today. Who all do we have with us today? There we go. We got Silence. Good afternoon, Silence. Glad you're with us. Today we are going to be talking about this fantastic plane that a country wants to donate to us. It's only worth $400 million. They want to give it as a gift to our Department of Defense. We'll probably talk about the China tariff war negotiation and the prescription drug executive order that Mr. T signed this morning. And there's also a little thing we might discuss about some movies that some things have been removed from, and this little thing called Operation Red Velvet that has been discovered in the Hoover building that belongs to the FBI. So we can't even begin to discuss that on here. So we're going to have to wait till we get to Rumble for that one. Daniel is in the process at the moment of setting everything up on Rumble. I hope everybody had a fantastic Mother's Day this weekend. I did. Got to spend it with my kids. Before one of my kids had to go out of town for a while. Kind of a sad day, but it was a good day. Waiting on Daniel to pop in. He's still over there clicking away. So has everybody seen the news stories this weekend?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a minute, but I'll be here.
You're
So
good. We're going to talk about movies. Go ahead.
yeah, it's gonna take me a few more minutes to get set up. So y'all guys do something until I get there, and we'll get going.
We got it. Let's see. We have changed things around once again. Let's see if it's going to let me share my screen today. Yes, it's going to let me share
Yeah,
my screen.
explain to them what we're doing and why the screen might not be working because we've canceled StreamYard, the premium package, and what it kind of means.
Yeah, we are trying to transition more to Rumble altogether. The StreamYard is the software that we use to stream through. This is a software, guys, that we can have the show and broadcast it out to multiple channels at once. There's a premium price tag on that as well. So we've been trying to cut costs to be more efficient, so we would have um, more time and opportunity to be with you instead of struggling and worrying about paying the bills on some of this software. Finding more economical solutions or better options for us. All right, let's see. We are sharing my screen. Let's have a conversation about this Robin Hood movie. I don't know how many of you have Amazon Prime. In 2010, there was a movie that came out with Russell Crowe in it called Robin Hood. It's a really good movie. It's, historical. The very opening credit to the movie, it's always looked like an old yellow piece of paper, like a scroll. On that scroll, it was imprinted, "In times of tyranny and injustice, when law oppresses the people, the outlaw takes his place in history." They removed it, folks. They said it is anti-authoritarian to have that up there. The only country they have removed it from is America on Amazon Prime. Why would you remove that? It's part of a movie. This goes to a greater thing of how they can take Wikipedia, all of this stuff, and just digitally edit it. They can change our whole timeline, our whole history timeline, just as simple as they remove that from the first scene of a movie. Sorry, grandbabies just walked in. I'm getting after school sugars, everybody. They removed this from the opening credit because they say it's anti-authoritarian. I didn't know we lived in an authoritarian country. So why do we need to be anti anything? But this is exactly how they can go in and alter history, because we live in an ever present age of information. Information is instant now. You can go to Google, you can use one of these AI sources, and you just go search something about history, and there it is. But you're taking that information at face value. One point that you can go and research on that, and I understand that our understanding of things changes. Dinosaurs, pyramids, things of that nature. Archaeology, geology, all of that changes and updates. But
Volcano.
yeah, volcanoes, trees. I mean, I understand as time goes on, we've learned more about them from a scientific standpoint, but that still should not change our historical timeline of when or how things happened. Them altering this movie shows you how quickly they can alter a Wikipedia. Our children go to public schools today. The books that they teach them with are written by the same people that are altering these kind of things. So what are they teaching our children? Because I can promise you the stuff they taught me back in the 80s and the 90s was not the truth. We can start right there on the American Indians. Um, there is so much that they have altered in those books to narrate history and the timeline like they want it. When someone's telling a story, which is what teaching us history is, when someone is telling us a story, they're never going to make themselves look like the bad guy. And that's a part of the American Indian, new people coming to this country. I remember very distinctly as a child a poem about Columbus. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Well, in my mind as a child, Christopher Columbus and them were probably the first ones to set foot on this country. Wrong. So wrong. There were people in civilizations here long before Christopher Columbus ever thought about coming. That
Are
was also,
Indians, are Indians human? You mean there was people here before the white man showed up?
oh yeah, and they had trade lines established with China and Persia and India, and they were trading things.
You got me
They
kidding.
had they had already seen the white man. They traded with him. The whole slave trade comes about because down below Florida, Cuba, the islands, um, that's where they started stealing slaves, when you had pirates robbing ships, because these ships were coming up the coast to trade with the Indians. They were trading spices and things of that nature with Indians who were trading furs of animals that they didn't have in their country. This was established long before the Spanish government wanted to stick their nose in, because they were in a war. They were hunting gold. It's what it all starts about. It all starts about gold. Why? I understand gold's a precious metal, but I mean, what you gonna do with it? Make jewelry? Because you make out to us that the Indians and them people on them boats and stuff, they had no scientific knowledge of it, that we didn't know what it could do or what it might do. Listen, folks, they're lying. They've been lying about history since day one. We're looking at pyramids from the beginning of time or civilization or whatever it is, that's way older than the Egyptians. You can see where the Egyptians go in up under whoever built those pyramids and was scribing things on the wall. The markings don't match. The original ones, the oldest ones, are with laser precision. We cannot replicate or duplicate it to this day. And right below it on some of these monuments, you have the hieroglyphs of where Egyptians put it in. They're not clean, they're not clear. It's different. It's like somebody writing with an ink pen from 1910 versus writing with an ink pen you bought today. It's going to look different. It's not the same. They've lied to us. They've made you think that those Egyptian hieroglyphs, they were all the same. They were all from the same civilization. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. That's what they need you to believe. I've been down a rabbit hole where I think we're missing about 1,000 years, but if you will go out, even in places like Georgia, Tennessee, there are markers out there from hundreds of years before Columbus got here. There are Viking things in these woods. You know what I've discovered? There's an awful lot of stuff in national parks, in areas that you really can't hike or trail to. It's almost as if they don't want you going over there. They don't want you seeing it. I wonder why. Kind of like the Grand Canyon when you get close to something, all of a sudden these little men in black suits and drones pop out at you. They don't want to see in these things because they know if we see these things, then we'll start asking questions and we might figure out that they're full of it and that they've been lying to us so they could keep whatever information it was for profit. Oh, which is a whole nother section of what we're going to get into today on prescription drugs. Um, Mr. T signed an order this morning stating that prescription drug cost was, let's see, I thought I had it pulled up here somewhere. Maybe I just made a PDF of it. I'll find that in a second. All right, let's move on to Qatar. I guess that's how you pronounce this country, Qatar. It is in West Asia. It borders Saudi Arabia. They have offered a $400 million 747-8 to Donald Trump or to the United States of America to replace his Air Force One, which I guess has a little bit of age on it. This is supposed to be top of the line, Mac Daddy, whatever. They're saying they've got to work out logistics and see how, how this goes. And everybody's like, and if you'll see over here on the right, you see this opulent pictures of what the inside of this thing is supposed to look like. I mean, it's a rolling palace. And don't get me wrong, regardless of who the leader of our country is, our leader should be safe, they should be comfortable, and they should be in a flying tank. They are the leader of our country, regardless of what president it is. Him and his staff should be safe. Now, should they be flying in a big old golden palace in the air? I think that's a little bit excessive because all that crap you got in there is just burning jet fuel. I mean, I got to ride Spirit. Why can't you ride Spirit too? But anyway, he's a president, so we'll let it go. But just in case you didn't know, Qatar is trying to give us an airplane. They're an oil country. They own Al Jazeera Media. They're old. I don't quite understand what this is. If there's not a leverage play here, why are you trying to give us a $400 million airplane? Or are you just that rich that that's like pocket change to you? Because from what I understand, over in a lot of those Saudi Arabian countries, they're just that rich. All right, Daniel, you about done over there? Because I've gone about as far as I can go over here without crossing a YouTube line.
Right.
It
Yeah.
don't take far to get across it, folks. 2 words and bam, they kick us off the air.
Yeah. I emailed you the Rumble Studio invite. That's the same invite that if anybody wants to join us on stage to at least by mic, kind of like these guys are uh, over in Beyond the Veil on Rumble. And I want to make sure you guys understand because I wasn't standing here the whole time. Um, we're only streaming live right now just to Logic Before Authority. Reason is because we canceled our premium plan on StreamYard because it's $88.99 a month. And it's just another expense that I'm taking off y'all guys' back. And it's off of mine as well, of course. Um, but doesn't we have plans. We're still going to be able to start the show out like this, uh, but with all the other platforms added back in, Facebook and all that, and then transition still, and we're going to do that from Rumble. We're going to do it out of Roxy's account, but it'll be streaming to all of these locations, and then we'll transition to my account and have a secondary live um, when we do that. The reason why we're doing that is so it will allow us to cut YouTube off and Facebook off and Instagram and several other platforms that we cannot speak freely at this time on. Rumble, we can still at this time speak freely, um, but it's to be seen if they're going to allow us to grow, if they're going to be in a shadow ban situation. We also are doing things to counteract that. And as y'all guys probably can tell, I'm doing everything I can, and I've got several people helping to try to grow the channel. If y'all guys have an interest in doing a selfless act and being part of the show and helping in some way, especially if you've got some at least pretty good user capability on the internet, and you want to do a selfless act that doesn't pay basically nothing in this world, we could use your help. And the reason why it doesn't pay nothing because I can't hardly keep lights on like it is. Um, but we're hoping that maybe at some point in the future we will grow some things because we are not just doing the same thing and hoping something changes. We are doing new things. Like we're on beforeitsnews.com. We're starting to start posting uh, uh, articles on there that drive traffic back to the channels, particularly right now to the website and to the Rumble feed. Um, and we're going to be doing at least one a week, if not more. If we get somebody that has good writing skill and decent tech skills that where they can understand how to run the editor on Before It's News, which is no more harder than like a document, like a Word doc or something like that, really, and maybe a little bit more than that. But we hope to get somebody to help us in that area. And I know we've got um, Lori still wanting to help, but she's getting over an illness. And we've got another person as well. I don't know their first name. Roxy's been working with them. And so we are going to grow. We are going to not be defeated. And we are going to be continuously successful. I've been at this for 15 years, and I'm very thankful for Roxy coming on board because she's got similar skill set to me in being able to figure out how to make things work on the internet. And of course, I'm always thankful for Miss Kim helping. She's back right here right now working on stuff. So thank you to Miss Kim. And of course, Shannon is uh, working to start her own show on the Supernatural Show platform. And there will come a point, and we could even start the conversations now about looking for another host to host their own show. Now, of course, we'd have to get to know you, get to understand you a little bit. So you'd probably have to be a guest on here a number of shows before we turn you loose with your own show. But we are looking for hosts. I'm not looking for um, somebody perfect. I'm not looking for somebody beautiful or handsome. I'm just looking for somebody. Um, and
That's honest
yeah,
and not scared of the truth.
yeah, you're gonna have to be willing to put down fear about speaking publicly. It's my understanding public speech is the number one fear of all people, even above like spiders and snakes and stuff. And well, apparently, Roxy and I and Shannon have overcome that for the most part, and me for sure. And so I wanted to kind of put that information out there. I also want to mention here on this one, I probably mentioned it over there and show it as well. We're starting to create some of the new T-shirts and products and stuff like that um, to try to get some of it out to y'all guys as a way for y'all guys to be able to contribute a little bit, but get something out of it, but also to help us advertise. You see all these companies like Nike and all these companies that's got their logos on shirts and all this. What you're doing when you do that is you're advertising for that company or for that fallen god. Like Nike is a Greek god, and Adidas and all those companies like that. When you're walking around with their shoes and logos on them, uh, you're advertising not only for that company but for that deity. It is what it is. So
You're going to have to approve me on Rumble, sir. I'm still sitting there spinning, waiting on your approval.
I am too.
uh,
He's trying to multitask on us. I hope everybody had a good weekend. It is
it,
raining here. Did it start raining there, y'all?
It is raining
yeah,
here
it
too.
started raining. We've got a little supernatural modified weather going on. I think is what seems to be the case of what's happening. It'll to it, it's to be seen if they choose to maybe pop up a big tropical storm or a hurricane down there in the Gulf somewhere here in the next week once they get everything good and soaked. Last time this happened was when hurricane, what was the name of it that hit North Carolina? Come up through here but slammed into North Carolina mountains, the
Matthew?
Appalachians.
Oh,
No,
Helena?
I think it was Helena. Yeah, it was just
Helena's the one that just tore up the mountains the end
yeah,
of last year. Yeah.
yeah. And what they did before that was a similar event to this. Is they soaked everything thoroughly, and then they brought in the big storm. And
Have you seen these cloud
see,
buster things that everybody's making? I,
um,
I've been
I
on this
know.
electroculture trip lately. I know
No,
we need to get over to Rumble. Are you ready?
yeah, we're gonna go over there real quick. But
Oh,
just
it
think,
kicked me
what
out of Rumble, dude.
do you mean it kicked you out?
I don't know. Hang on.
Well, come back in.
It gave me a 404 error.
I know there's a lot of people make like Oregon, like pyramids and different shapes and stuff like that, made out of different kinds of metal and resin and so on. And I'm not so.
This is the same theory. It's copper, but they're called cloud busters. And it's actual copper pipe. Looks like it's about an inch, 2 inches around, like four pieces of it. There's an assembly, there's instructions on the internet.
Yeah,
But these things are like 8, 10 foot tall. You put them in your yard. They can chemtrail above you. In clouds, you put these
that sounds
sapsuckers
like
up.
what I'm building to go in my art garden.
Yep. Did anybody else notice that it just seemed awful dim all weekend? Like the sun was turned down a little bit. I noticed it Saturday and Sunday. It was like when you turn a light on in the house, it just seemed kind of gray outside. But Saturday was a sunny day.
Um, I just know this whole weekend was manipulated. Oh, I was going to tell you, then we're going to transition here, but I got up at what time did we get up the other morning?
Wow.
5.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
we heard thunder rolling in yesterday morning.
Yep.
We heard thunder coming, right? So I get up because, well, for one, there were multiple reasons why I got up. One is that I don't want certain types of storms to come here, so I go out and I'll deal with those storms sometimes. But I do want the rain sometimes. So I'm learning how to use my gifts that Father has given all, or maybe many of us, or at
All of
least,
us have it.
yeah, likely all of us. Um, Maybe not the fallen ones, meaning the ones that are here and can't leave. That's why they build so much technology because they don't have the authority that our Father gave us and that creation gave us to be able to deal with these things. But we've been lied to about everything and never were taught one time why we have frequency lines all over our hands and all over the bottoms of our feet. If you go outside and you take a multimeter and you stick one end of that multimeter in the ground and hold the other end of the multimeter with your hand, and you're standing on your shoes and you look at the reading, then you step off of your shoes, continue to hold it, step off of your shoes, look at the reading again.
There's a deeper trick to that. Then hand it to
Major
somebody
difference.
else.
Yeah, and you can do that too. Yep, there's a
It,
lot of things to be learned, and that's part of what I'm doing is trying to learn that. And what was I was going to say? Oh, got up at 5. The storm was rolling in. I wanted to see the lightning, so I didn't call the storm off or anything. I just wanted to see the lightning. So a couple bolts popped off right out where I could see them in front of me here, about a mile or two away, but it was still very, very close. And the lightning was red. Now the bolt itself was mainly like white, with maybe a little bit of purple, but everything else, the hue around it and everywhere, it was red, like a really red. Not like normal, not like it used to be. Put it that way. There ain't nothing normal no more. We're in
The
transition.
panels are falling off the ceiling in the Truman Show.
Yep. Mhm. So red lightning, and I've been seeing some other things on different channels where they're seeing this pulsing red in the sky, and I don't know if it's lightning and it's producing this red color now, but there's something to it, and um, I think it is part of the period that we've now entered. Some people would call it end times. Some people would call it the end of an age, the beginning of another. Some people would call it the harvest. I think that it's a little bit all of that, to be honest with you. Let's
Okay,
let's
when we go
run.
to Rumble, we got to have a conversation about paradise. Remember that.
Okay, paradise. All right. So, guys, in case you're new here, what we're going to do is we are going to give y'all guys a link to go over.
Oh, I got to get it. Hang on, my bad.
Now it won't let me change the background either.
It's okay. We can just shut this stream down anyway. It's only going one place.
True, but the stream normally allows somebody to know to go over there, but we can't do that. So there's really no need to keep it up, basically. So I guess we'll just shut this one down here in a moment. Um, but what we're going to do is we're going to drop that same link that I sent you, Roxy. Drop that in the chat. That is a invite to the open panel. So if you want to come on stage and talk to us, you don't have to have your camera on. And as a matter of fact, I would ask you to keep your camera off until we kind of get to know you a little bit. Make sure you're not a donkey, because those like to pop up every now and then. But I
All
got
right.
something for you. If you're a donkey and you want to come on the show, I got something for you. And
The one that just popped up, that's the view only link.
huh?
And I just put the viewer link if you just want to go over and watch the show.
Oh, okay. Did you label it so they can nobody gets confused? No, you didn't.
No, I did not.
You got to label these things, bam. Got 2 links. So
That's view only.
okay, and now we'll do the other one and include the word in there, open panel guest invite, and then put the link in the same thing.
I got it.
There we go. All right,
I
so
got
that's
it.
pretty clear now. Now, of course, when we close this here in just a minute, we'll delay the close for a couple of minutes. Make sure y'all guys get that link and you're able to come over and join us. We're not going to do a big long show today, but we are going to go over and talk about some things. What's happening, Super Dave and Mike Smith? Good to see y'all guys.
Yeah, I saw him in there. We were talking. I didn't have time to say hi.
Mike, send me a text. I need to make you a moderator over on Rumble. I'm pretty sure you already have the number, but send me a text with the name of your Rumble channel, so that way I can make you a moderator over there. You've been an awesome moderator for a long time, so I don't want to take that away from you with this transition. So please do that, sir. And let's see, just looking to see if there's anybody else here that has moderation. And I will be handing out some more moderation capability here on Rumble very soon. Give us a little bit more help in the comments and stuff.
All right, go get Rumble started, and I'll sit here with them for a second.
All right, yeah, let me go get
Hey,
that
Stacy.
started. So I'm gonna jump off stage, and she'll chat with you for a moment. But I'm getting Rumble going, so you can go ahead and start transitioning. It's not live yet, but the live is showing. So you can go to the Supernatural Show on rumble.com, or you can click the link that's in the comments that we gave you just a few minutes ago. So, all right, I'm going to jump off stage and I'll see you beyond.
See ya. Hey, Stacy, don't worry about being late. We ain't even got started good. We're going to have a short show today for anybody that's just joining us. We're fixing to transition over to Rumble. He's hitting the buttons over there to make us go live. And then this is going to go down in a few minutes. We got some topics we can only talk about over there. One of them being Operation Red Velvet up under the Hoover building. Don't smurf me, though. I don't know what smurfing is, Stacy. Sorry, I got the other one going in my ear. Kind of hard to concentrate when I got two podcasts going on at once. Hey, DeJora Vision. How's the weather in Spain? It's rainy here. Gloomy, gray, and rainy. Alright, we got about a minute before the show is fully live over there for anybody just going to join. Everybody jump out. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Red Velvet Room, and I just thought about something. We're going to talk about Paradise over there and Underground City. I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff that's come out lately, but there's somebody that used to work for the government that has come out explaining, ooh, good day from Australia. I love Australian accents. My Siri is actually in Australian. I love the Australian accent. I'm in the country, like really country. So I've done a lot to try to remove my country from my accent because I just sound like a hillbilly sometimes when I talk. But no, I love the Australian accent. Sorry, don't pay me no mind. I don't have Rumble nor any other social media, but y'all have an informative time. I don't think you actually have to have a Rumble account, Stacy, to listen over there. I think you can just click on it and listen as an observer. I don't think you have to actually have an account. He's getting it started over there. The video's playing. I don't want to lose you, Stacy. I want you to be able to hear the show. It's raining in Spain. Is it raining everywhere? Does your vision, is the power back on? Is all of that straightened out over there? Or did they ever give y'all a reason for that? Yeah, Blinky says you can just watch. You don't need an account. You can just click on it and watch on Rumble. You may not be able to participate in comments or chats or anything, but we would love to have you in the comments, Stacy. We like talking with all of you. We want to hear your opinion. See what you guys know. Maybe you guys know something we haven't seen or figured out or missed a piece of the puzzle because we spend a lot of time putting puzzles together. This Paradise Underground City is one of the puzzle pieces I'm working on. Yeah, you can watch without an account. You just can't chat. Thank you, Mike. Mike is always there with the answer. Doesn't matter day or night, me or Daniel or Shannon. Mike is always there. You're so awesome. Mike and Super Sidewinder and we did have a listener on here. His name was Facts, Just the Facts. He was on the show a few times. I've not seen him. I'm a little concerned. He was from over in the UK, so we were on a big time difference. I know, like, right now it's about 7 or 8 o'clock his time, and he was pretty steady. He was on the show a few times, and we exchanged emails. We were actually going to do a podcast series together on the telepathy tapes, and he just kind of disappeared. If anybody sees him or knows him or you hear this Facts, I'm a little concerned. We're over on Rumble. Send us an email, something. The show email is LogicBeforeAuthority at gmail.com. You can get up with me there. I try to check that email every couple of days. Some stuff does hit spam, and I have to remember to go check it. Getting chilly. 5:37 a.m. Oh, goodness. It is my time, Eastern, USA, New York time. I'm not in New York. It's 3:38 here in the afternoon, and kids just getting home from school, and rainy, gloomy. They're trapped in the house, so they're not going to be happy. I guess I got a Mario Kart tournament coming up soon. Yep, I've promised Mario Kart, so that's going to be my evening. My daughter has gone away to school for a couple of months. She only comes home on the weekend, so I've got her babies temporarily while she's out doing what she's got to do. She's going to be protecting and serving us. Proud mama over here. It was an awesome Mother's Day yesterday. Hope everybody had a good one. Hope you got to hug somebody you loved. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to bail off of here. The Rumble show is about to begin. This stream will probably go down shortly. We'll see you over there. Want to talk some more? So bring your knowledge, bring your awareness. We'll see you over on Rumble. Stay awake, stay aware, stay curious. See you over there.